Hi everybody, I am Beth. I'm going to be giving you a 30-minute full body Pilates workout. We're going to start at the very top of our mat standing. So if you bring yourself all the way to the top of the mat, you're going to find yourself with a fist distance between your toes as well as your heels to start with. And then just come to stand nice and tall through spine. Maybe think about the top of the head reaching taller every time you take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, can you just let the shoulders start to really press down the back? You're going to go for 2 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release the shoulders. Go for that last one. Take a big inhale. Rise up through crown of head. Reach the shoulders higher. And then as you exhale now, release the shoulders. And as you do, nod your chin down towards the chest. And we're going to let the spine just start to fold all the way down to the floor. We can start to bend through the legs if we need to, if we have very tight hamstrings or a tight lower back. Crown of head is nice and heavy. Arms are just nice and floppy in front of you. Can you just find the weight balance back into the toes as well as the heels whilst you're here? Take a big inhale for me. And then as you exhale, slowly start to peel back up through the spine. Maybe think of that movement as if you're like a plant on a fern unfurling itself for the very first time. Roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Find the shoulders down the back. Take another one. Take a big inhale, stretch taller. And then as you exhale, we're going to nod the chin all the way down to chest again. We let the spine just start to fold. And then this time, as we bring ourselves down, feel free to bend the legs as much as you need to. We're going to find the palms of the hands down to the mat. We're going to bring ourselves to walk all the way back to a downward dog position. Make as much space for your body as you need. Find your feet hip distance apart, hand shoulder distance. Now, can you look back towards the legs? Can you pull your shoulders back into place? And on an inhale, we're going to bend through the knees. Shins are parallel with the floor. And as you exhale, press all your weight back into the legs just to build a little bit of heat up. We're going to go for 4. Inhale to bend. Exhale, we straighten. Go for your last 3. Go for your last 2. Go for this last one. And after this last one, you're going to pause here now. Can you maybe pull the shoulders back into place? Look towards your hands and walk your feet all the way forward with as much control as possible. Once you're there, can you just straighten out the legs if they're not already? Take a mental note of where your fingertips are reaching. And at the end of class, we'll come back to this and see if we are a little bit longer, a bit more space in the body. Okay, bring your feet all the way to touch. Bend your legs to bring yourself down to the mat. Catch yourself with your hands behind you. And then we're going to find ourselves with our soles of feet together. Can you push the feet together to lift the knees away from the floor? And then just make sure there's a nice diamond shape in the legs. So you've got loads of space for your body. And then we're going to reach the arms back up to the ceiling. Shoulders release down the back. Maybe find the ribs nice and flush. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, we're going to round through our spine. You're looking down towards the floor, shoulders, maybe try and release them away from the face. We take a big inhale to stay still, and then as you exhale, staying nice and low to the floor, we're going to lengthen our tailbone underneath us, and we're just going to find our lower back on the mat to start with. We take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, we release ourselves back up, we round the spine forward. Can we maybe press the shoulders down? If we're looking forward, just have a moment to release the neck. We take a big inhale again. And then as you exhale, slowly start to peel back down. Release the shoulders, lengthen tailbone, lower back, and now your mid-back come down. You're going to pause, take a big inhale. Exhale, we release ourselves back up into that deep C. Go for this very last one. Take a big inhale to stay still. Exhale, slowly rolling back down through spine. We're going to find length into tailbone, lower back, and then your mid and your upper. Your shoulders are just off. Oh, take a big inhale here. And as you exhale now, release everything down to the floor. And then just start to bring your feet a little bit closer towards you. Feet are hip distance apart, knees are to the ceiling. And then whilst you're here as well, can you press the shoulders down into the floor? So you've got your shoulder, your back connection, arms along by your side. Once you're in place there, take a big inhale to stay still. Exhale, start to lengthen tailbone underneath you and start to lift the lower back, the mid back, and the upper back off the floor. Just double check that your knees haven't splayed wide, they're still in line with your hips. We're going to take a big inhale to stay still here. Exhale, slowly start to articulate your spine into the floor again. So feel each vertebrae one by one coming back down. We're going to go for 2 more like this. Inhale on the mat. Exhale, rolling off lower back, and then your mid, and then your upper. Once you're all the way lifted again, maybe you need to flush the ribs back down. Maybe you need to find the knees in line with hips. Maybe the shoulders have hunched, press them down into the floor again. Take an inhale to stay still. Exhale, slowly peel all the way back down into the mat. Next time we lift, we stay there. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we roll ourselves all the way off the floor. Okay, once you're here this time, upper body stays strong. So you're going to use your arms and shoulders to stabilize. Start to walk your feet all the way to touch. And then on an inhale, let your knees just splay away from each other. And as you exhale, bring your legs back to touch. So a big hamstring glute engagement, big piriformis stretch. We're going to go for 3 more. Inhale away. Exhale, bring them back. You're going to go for 2. Oh, holy moly. Exhale, bring them back. Go for this last one. Inhale away with the knees. Exhale, bring them back. Now, heel toe your feet back to your hip distance, which remember is never that wide. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, find the upper back coming down first, and then the mid, and then the lower. Find your tailbone, then that neutral space. Oh, it's already hard. When you're ready, find your arms into a T position. You're going to have palms facing up to the ceiling. If where you are doesn't have space for that, have your arms just wider than your mat, palms pressed down. We're going to find our left leg nice and straight on the floor. The right leg's going to lift all the way up to the ceiling, and we're going to have a second just to flex the foot. Toes are going to look out towards your right armpit. Keeping both shoulders down, ribs heavy. Can we on an inhale bring our leg across the body first? 1 inhale, 1 circle. Exhaling, another circle. So thinking about trunk, staying stable. Your right sit bone can gently lift with the leg, but we want to think everything else like anchored down to the floor. And then the next time that leg is back at center, on an exhale, we're going to go the opposite way. So inhale, 1 whole circle away from the body. Exhale, another circle. Just check in on your shoulders because they can be quite cheeky and want to lift whilst you're here. Make sure you're not flaring the ribs. That left leg is like anchored to the floor still. Go for this last one. Inhale, away. Exhale, another circle. And then just bend that leg in towards you. Bring your hand to the bottom of the sole of foot and then just pull the leg in. Have a second to stretch. And then let's release the head. Bring the arms back into that T. Slide that leg all the way to straight along the floor. Point those right toes. Then your left leg is going to lift up to the ceiling. We're going to flex the foot. We're going to find ourselves toes just gently looking out towards our left armpit. And on that inhale, we go across the body. Inhale for 1. Exhaling, another circle. Maybe just notice if one side of the pelvis, one hip feels like it's happier, got a little bit more mobility, more flexibility. My right hip hates these, my left hip, wouldn't say loves them, but hates them less. We're going to inhale 1 whole circle. And then exhaling, another circle. Checking on the ribs, checking on shoulders. The next time the leg is at center, we just reverse. We inhale away. And then exhale, another circle. Just remembering with those breaths, try not to make the exhale tense and tight through your jaw. So maybe every time you exhale, you try and relax the jaw, relax the shoulders down to the mat. The next time that leg is at center on an exhale, you're going to bend the leg in again, bring your hand to the bottom of that foot, and then bring the other foot all the way in to meet it. Okay, so we're pulling the legs in towards our chest. We're going to try and keep our head and shoulders lifted here. We're going to go into 3 preps, then we've got our full 100. So take a big inhale to stay still. As you exhale, lengthen your legs to 45 degrees. You're going to find yourself keeping the lower back gently on the mat. And if you can't, bring the legs higher. Arms are hovering by your side. And then we're going to pull everything back in towards us. Take your exhale. So we're going to lengthen the legs away again. Toes pointing, heels connected, arms long. And then bring everything all the way back in. Go for this last one. Now we stay long with the arms, stay long with the legs. We're going to lengthen the legs away. And then once you're there, we exhale, pulse the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling for 5. On 100's hard. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. Strong, nice pulses with the arms, shoulders still back. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 5. Try the look towards the belly button to keep that neck nice and safe, or look towards the toes. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling for 5 counts. And then we inhale for 5 counts. You've got your last 2 rounds. Thank God for that. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling for 5. Very last round. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your hands to the bottom of the feet again. Have a second to stretch the legs in towards you. Maybe let the head release whilst you're here. Oh, sweaty. When you are ready, we're going to bring ourselves to slide the legs all the way to straight. We're going to find our feet to be about a fist distance apart. Toes are going to reach up to the ceiling. And then can you just find your hands on your rib cage for a second, on your stomach? We're going to flush them down so we can feel that the mid-back is heavy on the floor. And once you're there, reach the arms all the way back behind you. Palms are going to face each other. And we're not going to let the arms just collapse. We're going to keep everything nice and active. Again, press your shoulders back into place. And then once you're in there, take a big inhale to lift the arms, lift the head, lift the shoulders, look towards your toes. Exhale, lift yourself off the mat. And then we're rounding the spine forward. Can you get your eye line towards your knees? Some days I can, some days I can't. We're going to put the shoulders back into place. We're going to make sure the belly button's lifting away from the thighs. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, slowly start to peel back down to the mat. Lengthen tailbone, lower back, mid and upper come down. Then we release the arms. They just hover behind us. Inhale, lift up, arms, head, shoulders. As you exhale, release yourself up. And we're rounding our spine forward, shoulders back. We take an inhale again. Exhale, slowly roll back down. We've got 2 more of these. Think about that length through the whole spine. Take an inhale, lift up, arms, head, shoulders, look to toes. Exhale. That one felt harder. Reach yourself up and over the legs. Again, try not to let the shoulders hunch or come towards the face. So find yourself shoulders down and back. Take a big inhale to stay still. And as you exhale, we're going to peel back down to the floor. And then the next time we lift up and over our legs, we're going to stay there. Inhale, reach the arms forward, lift head and shoulders. Exhale, lift yourself off the mat. And then from here, have a second just to bring those legs wider. One hand's going to come back behind the head, and then the other hand comes back behind the head. Let's take a moment just to push the head into your hands to find a lovely long neck, nice long spine. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to push the head even further to the hands to bring ourselves up to a lovely straight back. So we're going to think about bending the legs if we're very tight in lower back and hamstrings, just to keep the back straighter. If otherwise, legs are nice and straight in front. Can you now rotate your upper body to the right hand side? Make sure your left sit bone is still deeply planted. Reach your left arm to the outside of your right leg, and this right arm pulls back behind you. That right thumb is facing down, as if you are doing a thumbs down to your saw. Bring yourself back up, hands back, and then back to center. We rotate to the left hand side. We reach the right arm forward, the left arm pulls behind us. Again, that back hand, the thumb faces down. Bring yourself back up, hands back and back to center. For your saw, we're going to go for 2 more each side. Bring yourself back up, hands back, back to center. You're going to rotate to the left. You're going to reach forward. We're going to bring ourselves up, hands back and back to center. Last one to the right hand side. Just make sure that all your toes are up, both sit bones down. Bring yourself back up, hands back and then to center. Very last one to the left. We rotate and reach forward. Bring yourself back up, the hands come back, bring yourself back to center. Now from here, can you bring your legs to touch? Can you bring your toes to point? We're going to think about sitting directly on our sit bones. So if you tend to overly arch your lower back, find a really gentle little tilt of your pelvis, like a minuscule one, just to find that nice neutral space. Ribs are flush. We're going to press the head into hands and then press the hands into head, so we can feel that our shoulders are nicely engaged. We're going to use a neck pull to get us to the mat. They're so hard, we're only doing 1 of them. We're going to take a big inhale to hinge the body back. So you felt no change to the shape of the spine or shape of pelvis. And once we've gotten as far down as we can, you're going to nod your chin to chest, lengthen your tailbone, slowly and gently release yourself down to the mat. hard. Okay, one leg's lifting to tabletop, other leg lifts to tabletop position. You're going to find your knees and hips stacked. You're going to find the back of the ribs, that mid back nice and heavy. To start with, our head stays on the floor, and then we're going to layer and make this harder. Apologies for that to happen. So take a big inhale when you're ready. Exhale, tap the left foot down towards the floor. Inhale, lift the leg back to tabletop. Exhale, we tap the other leg down, and then inhale to lift. So if you don't feel anything happening, you might just be bending through your knee, and make sure you're working through that hip. And then you're going to start to, if you wanted to take that extra layer to make it more challenging, start to lift your head and shoulders. So make sure that works come from shoulders pressing down, flexing into spine, not just pressing the head forward. To help there, maybe you press your head back into your hands. Exhale, tap one foot down. Inhale, lift. Go for this last one on each side. And then the next time both of your legs are at tabletop, can you bring them all the way to touch? Make sure the heels, the toes stay together. As you inhale, lengthen arms and legs away for your double leg stretch. Exhale, circle the arms. The hands come back to your legs each time. Whenever your hands come back to your legs, can you push the legs into your hands to just lift out of your shoulders? We're going to go for 5 more. Inhale, lengthen away. Exhale, we release back to our center. Let's go for 4. Go for your last 3. You're going to go for your last 2. Go for this last one. The next time your hands and legs are connected, can you push the legs into your hands and rock yourself up to seated? Now just triple check that you've got space behind you. I'm just going to move myself further forward. We're going to move ourselves into our rolling like a ball. So holding onto your ankles, start to bring the feet as close towards you as you can. Then can you lift your toes off? Those are your heels. Lift your heels off, and now start to just find your toes lifting to find your balance. We're going to bring the elbows wide, knees together or apart, whichever one feels best for hips. You're going to push the legs into your hands first, and then pull the legs back in towards you. And then we're going to look down to our belly button. We're going to round our spine, and on an inhale, we rock ourselves back. Exhale, lift yourself back up. Try and find your balance again. We're going to go for 5, and if you wobble, means it's working. Inhale, we roll back. Exhale, we lift. We find that moment of pause. Pull the legs back in, elbows wide. Let's go for 3. We're going to go for our last 2. Inhale, we round back. Exhale, we lift. Let's go for this very last one. Inhale, we round back. And then exhale, we lift. Now from here, can you bring your hands to the backs of the ankles? Can you bring your legs to tabletop? If that feels like it's very far away because your hamstrings are so tight, bring your hand to the back of the thighs now and keep your legs bent. Otherwise, you're holding onto your ankles. You're going to try and straighten your legs. And sometimes they come straight, sometimes they don't. Depends on the day. You're going to point your toes. You're going to separate your legs to about a hip distance apart. And then can you pull your shoulders back into place? Can you pull your belly button back to spine? And then on an inhale, you're looking down to belly button again. You're going to round your back. We're going to rock ourselves back for our open leg rocker. Exhale, lift yourself back up. Try and find your balance. And then have some fun with this one because you look insane. You're going to inhale, roll back. Exhale, we lift ourselves back up. Find that balance. We're going to go for our last 3. Inhale to roll back. Exhale to lift. We're going to go for our last 2. Make sure you're looking down to belly button every time you release back. You're going to go for this last one. Inhale to roll. Exhale to lift. And now from here, pause. Oh, sweaty. You're going to bring your legs all the way back together, toes point. Either hold onto your legs for more support, or could you start to reach your fingertips towards your toes? I am quivering everywhere. Pull your shoulders back into place. Pull your belly button back to spine and hold it for 5. Hold it for 4. Hold it for 3, 2, and then 1. Peel the spine back down into the mat, and then you're going to hug your legs into your chest and give yourself a little rock from side to side. Oh. Okay, when you're ready, let's come to lie on our right hand side. We're going to bring ourselves into our side lying series. We're going to bring our right arm, so it's bent, elbow and shoulder are stacked on top of one another. We're going to have our left hand just come to our side of body, and we're going to pull that side of body forward. So we've got that nice alignment. Both feet come ever so slightly further forward to the corner edge of your mat. Your top hand could maybe be to your hip or to the floor for a bit more support. If you're feeling strong, bring your hand to the back of the head. Mine's going to be on my hip. hips because my hips like to move a lot. So flex the top foot for me. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to kick the top leg forward twice. We shift that leg back. We go for 3 little pulses. Flexing forward, you're going to pulse twice. Let's shift it back. You go 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot forward, pulse twice. Shifting back, you go 3, 2, 1. Make sure the shoulder's still nice and strong. We shift the leg back. We go 3, 2, 1. Last time, shift it forward, pulse twice. Bring it back. Now keep the foot flexed for me. Lengthen that top hip so you can feel that they're stacked. 6 really small circles. You go 6, go 5, go 4, 3, go 2, and then 1. And then reverse them because you have to. You're going to go 6, go 5, you go 4, go 3, 2, and then 1. Release the leg back on top of the other one. Find both legs straight on top of one another again, and then reach this right arm nice and long now. So think of it like a very long pillow. Just make sure it's super straight. The palm of the hand faces up to the ceiling. This hand is going to be in front of you for support, or maybe you're going to try and bring it to your hip if you don't feel like you need it. Just make sure your legs are pulling forward in that diagonal again. Find the heels, your insides of feet and toes all connected before you move. Once all of that's in place, that is a lot, I know. We're going to take a big inhale. Exhale, lift both legs off the floor together as one, and then inhale to lower. Exhale, we lift. Inhale to lower. You're going to go for 5. And these are the ones that look really easy. And they're not, which is most of stuff in Pilates. You're going to go for 3. You're going to go for your last 2. Let's go for this last one. This last one, you've lifted your legs. The top leg now stays still. Could you make it ever so slightly longer? And then on an inhale, lower just your bottom leg. Exhale, we tap it up to meet the top. You're going to go for 6. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. We're going to go 5. Let's go for our last 4. You're going to go for your last 3. Go for your last 2, and then that last one. And then you release both legs to the floor. You smack it out if you need to, which you should. And then you're going to find yourself bending your legs in. We're going to use a mermaid to transition us to the other side. So left hand to the left ankle. If this feels like absolute carnage for your hips and your knees, bring that front leg forward so you've got a bit more space. And then we're going to find ourselves with this right arm reaching up to the ceiling. Both shoulders press down first, ribs are nice and flush. Lift this arm higher, and then on an exhale, reach that arm all the way to the left-hand side. You're going to use this left ankle to get that deeper stretch in, but try and relax that left shoulder, let the head be nice and released, and then bring yourself back to center, shoulder down. Going to go 2 more. We're going to lift the arm, exhale, reach yourself over, and then bring yourself back, shoulder down. Last time we lift. And then exhale, release all the way over. Let the left shoulder relax. I always have to tell mine off because they never are. And then when you're ready, bring yourself back to center. You're going to bring both of your hands behind you, swivel your legs around the other way, and then come to your forearm on your left arm. So making sure before you move that that left elbow and the shoulder is stacked. We've got those feet pulling ever so slightly further forward than our body. You're going to pick this side of your body up and pull it forward. So full alignment through that whole body. Flex the top foot when you're ready. We take a big inhale here, and as you exhale, we kick the top leg forward twice. We shift the leg back. We go 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot forward, pulse it twice, bring it back, you go 3, 2, 1. Make sure this left arm is super strong, you haven't collapsed into that side. We go 3, 2, 1. Flexing forward, we pulse twice. You shift it back, you go 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Flex forward, pulse twice. You shift it back, you go 3, 2, 1. Last time, shift it forward, pulse twice. Jesus Christ, we're going to pause here, keep the foot flexed, make this top hip longer. Those 6, let's just have a positive spin, those gorgeous circles. You go 4, go 3, you go 2, and then 1. Other way, go 6, go 5, go 4, 3, go 2, and then 1. Release the leg. Let's have a moment to think about how hard that was. And then you're going to reach your left arm long on the floor. Make sure it's super straight, palm faces to the ceiling. Your legs are still stacked. You're going to find those heels, insides of feet and toes all together, and the legs are just ever so slightly further forward than you. Take a big inhale to prepare yourself, and as you exhale, lift both legs off the floor, and then inhale, we hover. Exhale, we lift, and then inhale to lower. Who knew that this would be the hardest, most sweaty part? You're going to go for 5. You're going to go for 4. We're going to go for our last 3. Let's go for our last 2. We're going to go for this last one. Last one, you've lifted your legs. The top leg now stays still. Make sure your heels are still as long as each other. Inhale, lower your bottom leg. Exhale, tap it up to meet the top. You're going to go 5. We're going to go for our last 4. We're going to go for our last 3. You're going to go for your last 2. Go for this last one. And after that last one, release both legs. Smack your butt out as much as you need. And then let's find ourselves bending both legs in. Mermaid on the other side to transition us to our very last part of class. So both legs together or that front leg forward for a bit more space if you need it. You're going to hold on to that right ankle as if your life depended on it, and then your left arm reaches to the ceiling. Let's lift this left arm higher. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, stretch yourself over. Oh, that feels nice. Got like 5 clicks in places. Relax your right shoulder for me, and then bring yourself back, shoulder down. Go for 2. Inhale to lift. Exhale, we reach ourselves over. Bring yourself back, shoulder down. Go for that last one. We reach the arm higher and then reach even further to the right. Again, use that right ankle to get that deeper stretch all the way into that QL. And when you're ready, you can bring yourself to windmill the arms all the way to the top of the mat. Find yourself in an all 4 position for me. We're going to think about fingertips spreading nice and wide, pulling the shoulders back and lift your belly button to spine, maybe even pull your wedgie out like I am. And then you're going to find yourself taking a big inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to round your spine. On an inhale, release it to find that neutral space in your lower back. So no overarching of that lowest part. You're going to go for 2, exhale to round, and then inhale, we release. Go for this last one. Exhale to round spine, and then come back to your neutral place. Now stay there as you lengthen the left leg to straight, the toes tuck. Pull belly button deeper as you lift the right leg off, toes tucked. And now from here, you're going to find yourself shoulders pulling back, belly button lifting. Inhale, we shift all of our weight forward to toes. Exhale, shift it back. You've got 7 more of these. God help us all. You're going to go 7. You're going to go for 6. You're going to go for 5. Go for your last 4. Feels like 400. You're going to go for 3. You're going to go for your last 2. Go for this last one. The next time your hands and shoulders are stacked, either release your knees now or bend through elbows to release yourself all the way down to the floor at the same time. Last exercise, our swimming. So we're going to find ourselves reaching our arms nice and long. You're going to look down towards the top of the mat. We're going to think about lifting our pubic bone, pressing our pubic bone down, lifting our belly button. I always think about there being like a freezing cold ice cube underneath there just to help. You're going to find your left arm, your right leg lifted off the floor. Reach them, stretch them longer first, place them back down. Right arm, left leg lift, reach those guys longer, bring them back down. Anyone with any like lower back niggles, you're going to keep your hands on the floor now. Otherwise, left arm, right leg lift, right arm, left leg lift. You're going to flip the palms to face each other, pull the shoulders back, and then lift the belly button again. Take an inhale to stay still, prepare. Exhale, opposite arm and leg pulse. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling for 5 counts. Lift the belly button again. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling for 5. Last 2 rounds. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 5. Last round. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Collapse onto the floor. Wiggle out your hips from side to side. You're all done. We get to stretch it out in a rest position, child's pose. Oh, thank God. So press yourself back there. If it's more your hips you want to stretch out, bring your knees wide. If it's more your back, you're going to bring your legs all the way to touch. And then just reach your arms forward, press into the palms, still trying to stay nice and active in the stretch. So maybe try and lift the torso, the tummy, from the legs whilst you're here. Take a nice big inhale, nice big exhale. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. 2 more breaths. Last one, take a nice inhale. And then an exhale. And you guys are done. 30-minute full body. I felt that one. Have a lovely rest of your day, or evening, or afternoon. Thanks, guys. Have a nice, good one.